A large severe weather event is scheduled for today as the Storm Prediction Center has issued an enhanced risk for severe weather across portions of northeastern Texas, southern Oklahoma, as well as southwestern Arkansas. There is a possibility for large hail, damaging winds, and a few tornadoes does seem to be likely. When taking a look here at the risk that's been issued by the Storm Prediction Center here for today, we do have ourselves three main severity levels. We have level 1 being across the dark green, level 2 being across the areas in yellow, and of course level 3, the bullseye here for today across the orange. Now the probability of having some tornadoes is quite high. We do have a 10% chance here, mostly just east of Dallas, just a little circle there of 10% tornadoes being possible. That area in northeastern Texas is kind of the target here for the possibility of most tornadoes occurring. Now when it comes to the damaging wind probability, we do have a large 15% region across that level 2 and a 30% region across portions of the enhanced risk, showing the possibility of those damaging winds perhaps being 60 to 70 miles an hour, and some localized gusts, maybe even higher, could theoretically occur. Now, it's pretty much the same thing with the hail probability, as we are seeing a 30% significant risk with that black netting that's going around it, basically telling us that we could see some very large hailstones, perhaps maybe up to 2 inches in diameter, or some that could break to be a little bit larger. So for today's severe weather event, all hazards is on the table for today. Alright, so now we're moving on into the current field of things. Taking a look here at the current radar view across the country as of 12 o'clock here, we are indeed seeing a lot of snow that's starting to kick off across portions of Nebraska, basically South Dakota on the eastern side. Throughout portions of Minnesota, we are seeing that snow moving its way into the region. Now, wait till we see what's expected once it moves up into the upper peninsula of Michigan. We are expecting the possibility of over a foot of snow. Looking quite possible. Anyways, but down here towards the risk area for today regarding the severe weather, once again, here's the big enhanced risk. Once again, this does include Dallas-Fort Worth region, Texarkana as well, basically just south here of Oklahoma City. But overall, right now at the current moment, we are seeing a bit of showers, a few little thunder showers could look possible. Actually, here in the latest frames here down towards Dallas, just to the south of Dallas, if you look closely, we're starting to see a little bit more of that growth starting to occur. So that might be some of that early thunderstorm activity that's starting to kick off here. But overall, that is indeed what we are looking at here as of right now. Alright, so now we're going to move into the models and take a look at what we can expect regarding the accumulations of snow. Alright, so first up we have the ECMWF, or the European model here in the presentation. We are indeed seeing a decent amount of snow, nothing really too crazy towards Nebraska, southeastern South Dakota, and to Minnesota, kind of talking maybe around 3 to 5 at max. But look at this, once we move up into portions of northern Wisconsin, and for portions of the upper state of Michigan, we are seeing the possibility of over 12 inches, or over a foot. And when zooming into these areas, you can see just that. Mostly for the northern portions of the upper peninsula of Michigan, it's kind of expected well over a foot, with a lot of the majority of the regions throughout the central upper peninsula seeing about anywhere from 4 to 8, with locally higher amounts to 9 or 10 being possible. Now, of course, you can't just rely off of one model, so let's take a look at the GFS and see what this one has to say. Alright, now according to what the GFS model has to say, we are seeing pretty much the same thing overall, although some localized areas could see maybe up to not just a foot, but maybe towards a foot and a half. Now, honestly, I would not really keep your hopes up for that, because it is just one model presenting that, and the ECMWF model did not really talk about it. Alright, now lastly, this is the final outlook. This is the official forecast here from the National Weather Service, and indeed we are seeing about 3 inches expected between portions here of Nebraska, portions of southeastern South Dakota, northwestern portions of Iowa, just basically northwest of Des Moines, Iowa here. But once we move in towards like Minneapolis region, we're kind of talking maybe around 2 to 4. Could be possible, so keep that one in mind. But yes, of course, the areas that we've been talking about for like northern Wisconsin into the upper peninsula here of Michigan, we are seeing the possibility of maybe 6+ inches. Now, once you move into these regions here, like once again where that maroon red shaded color is located, that's the zone where we could see the potential of over a foot, over 12 inches being possible. So yeah, once again, that is the official forecast, and that's the one you should probably go off of. Alright, now guys, we're going to talk about the timing of this event, but before we do, guys, if you're not already, please consider hitting that subscribe button and leaving a like. It'd be greatly appreciated, guys. We're so close to 9,000. Hopefully we'll make it here later on today. Speaking of today, we will be going live here later on in order to give you guys coverage on this event, so make sure you guys have post notifications on. That way you guys can be alerted whenever we do go live. Alrighty, so when it comes to the timing out of this event here regarding the snow and the severe weather, we are indeed seeing the severe storms expected to start firing off here kind of around 4 o'clock Central Time, which for my Eastern friends this will be around 5 o'clock. So overall, the storm is expected to start off as a bunch of cells popping off here towards Oklahoma, eventually turning into a long line that's going to be tracking through Dallas kind of around the evening hours here for later on tonight. Now overall, this system will be mostly linear, mostly in a long line fashion that will be driving the potential of, once again, tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds, something we're going to need to monitor from this afternoon into this evening. Alright, so when they're moving up here towards portions of Wisconsin and portions of Michigan, we are going to see that snow driving its way towards Wisconsin for later on tonight, kind of for early tomorrow morning. Then once this main line of snow moves its way through, we're going to be seeing a lot of showers, a lot of snow showers kicking off there towards Wisconsin into portions of Michigan pretty much all day long tomorrow, looking quite likely. Alright, and then when taking a look here at a closer view regarding the severe weather here for today, I want to go ahead and zoom this in so you guys can get a very good understanding of what we can expect here down in time. So, taking a look here at the future radar based off of the HRRR, we are going to start to see those discrete storms kind of fire off across Oklahoma kind of around 3, 4 o'clock, as you can see. Now, once we kind of move past 3, 4 o'clock, you're going to notice how this turns into a long line pushing through Dallas kind of around the early evening hours, kind of shown here around 7 o'clock, according to this model in particular. Then once we track way further down here in time, it's going to pretty much grow all the way down to central Texas, heading there towards Austin, kind of around the late evening hours, almost into the early morning of tomorrow. So that's kind of the timing what we're looking at. So once again, I'll go ahead and play this in motion so you guys can see. Once again, storms firing off here discreetly, kind of linear, or sorry, discreetly meaning individual, and then turning into a linear fashion afterwards. Alright, so something else I want to go ahead and show you guys, which is pretty daggone crazy, is taking a look here at the temperatures that we're expected to see here over the next few hours. So watch this. So really pay attention to Dallas here. As we track away kind of around 4, 5, 6 o'clock, you notice how Dallas is expected to be kind of around the lower to mid 80s. So it definitely is pretty warm. But that's not going to last long. Look at this. As we track away a little bit further down in time, once the evening or the late evening appears and kind of the early morning here kind of for tomorrow, look how much the temperatures drop. Literally going from like 80 degrees to 40, like a 30, 40 degree drop in as little as a couple of hours. So yeah, that's pretty daggone crazy. So another thing I want to bring to your all's attention is basically the overall energy that's available. So typically for thunderstorms to fire off, you want around 500 to 1,000, we call mixed layer CAPE or ML CAPE. So basically when taking a look here at the overall energy in the atmosphere, you noticed how we have literally, you can't see it, but this is literally clocking over 3,000 when really only 500 to 1,000 is needed. So that is a lot of thunderstorm fuel, or the food that's required for these thunderstorms to fire off. There is a large supply of it. So these thunderstorms are going to they're going to be eating pretty daggone good. Alrighty, you guys. Now, hey, please stay safe out there today because, like I said, all types of hazards is possible. If you're new to the channel, once again, please consider hitting that subscribe button and leaving a like. Also, check out our merch page. We actually have some really cool merch on there. If you guys would be interested, be greatly appreciated, my friends. And once again, yeah, please stay safe out there, guys. We'll be live here right around 4 o'clock Central, so around 5 o'clock Eastern, whenever the storms fire off. If it's earlier, we'll probably go live an hour earlier or so. But once again, everybody, thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, my friends, stay safe out there, and we'll catch you all later on. Peace out, my friends. Love y'all. Stay safe out there.